what did they even call the golf stuff on the Netflix series?
Full swing, I think.
Yeah, full swing next year is going to be crazy.
And if I'm Keegan Bradley, I show up to the Ryder Cup in Europe. Yeah. I'm on their
I'm
side.
a sub,
Scarf,
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play.
Keegan already said old Keegan would have done that.
Yeah.
But he's just gonna root for Team USA and be supportive.
He matured.
He's trying to get in. He's trying to get in. He's trying to get into the club.
But
I know.
I think his initiation fee finally got accepted.
Welcome back to episode 22 of the podcast, and it's finally here, Ryder Cup week. What do we think is going to be the biggest shock as we get prepared for round one?
I'm, as the self-proclaimed Team Europe over here, I think the boys on the European side are buzzing, and the guys on the U.S. side are just there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I watched a little bit coverage this morning, and you can just see the camaraderie from one team, and the other team's just kind of like. In which, don't get me wrong, like the odds are still in U.S. side, but it's shaping up to be a good week.
I mean, Europe's a more consistent team. There's a lot of question marks for me on the American side.
Also, when's the last time Team USA's won in Europe, though?
It's been 30
93?
years. Yeah.
And they've been
Bernhard Langer won a major with a Persimmon driver.
Yeah. Also, and they were the clear favorites in most of those matches as well too, but still somehow lost. Right? It's just playing across the pond is a little more difficult for Team USA.
Yeah, but honestly, it's my biggest thing, and why I think it's so much easier to root for the European side is they've been playing the most golf, right? And you can see that they actually have we talk about the team aspect in Ryder Cup. And I already said, like before on other podcasts, I'm not a big team golf guy. Doesn't really make sense to me. It's an individual sport. But like those guys, when they all get together, you could see they're just like, it's just
Team
like,
Europe looks more like a team.
It looks like they're just spending the day at the pub where they're just cutting it up.
Right.
And ultimately when it comes down to you're playing in front of your fans, like that's tough to compete against. Yeah. It's just like what we're seeing right now. Football's finally back on. So, you go into the opposing team stadium, and even though your team, visitors could come in and they're clearly favored somehow, some way, it's still always going to be a close game.
Unless Taylor Swift's there.
Well,
Kelsey's going down so hard. Oh, man.
It only took 2 minutes to get off the rails. But before we dive more into the Ryder Cup, I mean, how about that Solheim Cup?
Tie.
Yeah, this one thing is I think so dumb to be able to tie.
That's always been the case though in the Ryder Cup and Solheim Cup. Other sports, football, yes, you're right. There's no such thing as a tie. Leave it to soccer. Yeah. But
I was gonna say the tie to retain the cup doesn't bother me so much. I mean, it's just kind of the nature of these types of matches. You and in some ways, I think you kind of hope that it comes down to that because you want a good, close, tight match.
Yeah, but I wanted to hit that real quick because it kind of leads into because they also played the Solheim Cup on across the pond, as we would say. So, Team USA came out that first round. They came out swinging.
Friday
I was
matches.
going to ask, did we give it away or did they play themselves
No,
back
there was
into
multiple swings because Saturday, Europe dominated. Mm-hmm. And then, obviously, when Sunday singles came around, essentially it seemed like no one wanted to win. But, technically Nelly Korda had a putt to win.
That's what I was saying.
A short putt.
Sure. Yeah.
And didn't come close.
Mm-hmm.
So then Lexi Thompson's getting dragged through the coals again by the media.
Yeah.
Again.
Her chip,
Oh, well, I guess, you bring in Markergate.
You can bring up a number of instances for Lexi, but her chip shot on 18 and the afternoon matches on Friday.
She has the yips.
Well, she might, but she shanked the chip.
It's a dark place. When you see the right knee buckle for a right-handed golfer in a chip shot, as an instructor, that's when we know something bad's going on.
Hey, I feel her pain.
Nah,
I caught chip yips bad last year, and I'm still trying to fully recover.
I mean, don't get me wrong. She hit a bad shot And I think she more tried to play the wrong shot in that situation.
Put it.
Well, it wasn't even that. I mean, she's on the side of the slope, basically in the face of the bunker. It was a severe downhill lie, and she opened the face up and tried to hit a flop shot. Now, if you open the face up, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
On a severe downhill lie like that, the hosel, the hill of the golf club, was going to be the first thing to hit the ground, didn't it? Mm-hmm. And that's why the ball shot off to the right. But anyway, she got beat up. Didn't want to talk about it in her press conference, and now the media's just eating that up.
Which, I mean, she snapped back. Like,
she
how
won
dare you
final
ask
day.
me a question? It's like, well,
good. She ought to be
meanwhile,
pissed about
we
hitting
had
a
a
shot
kicker
like
in
that.
the NFL this week,
You know?
and I missed a game winner. And the reporters were like, "What happened?" He was like, "Man, I did my process, did everything, and it just didn't work out. I'm going to be better. I'm going to figure out." Like, he didn't attack the immediate. Like, he didn't attack the person that asked him, "Hey, like, how did you miss that?"
True.
You know, so
I don't
it's
mind
like,
that from the media, though. I mean, I want to see some sort of emotion. I want to see some drama. I want something interesting.
And that brings,
the media's there to ask the questions.
Yeah,
for sure.
they're not best friends. They should be able to go back and forth. That's what the fans want.
So nothing wrong to me for Lexi saying I don't want to talk about
Exactly.
it.
And there's something about us golfers. It's like when the things are really good, we're going to keep it to ourselves, and when the things are really bad, we're not going to be open about it.
Yeah.
And, you know, so it kind of comes to the point where it's like you should have just owned that you said, "Hey, I've been struggling with my chipping, and I got exposed with that shot."
Yeah.
Because that's the coolest thing about golf is that you can be really good at something, and you can have that one area in your game or one shot throughout a round that it exposes your biggest weakness.
I think that's why people love Hovland so much. He was very open about, I suck at chipping.
Yeah.
And then he's come back from it. Now he looks like an absolute complete player.
Yeah, but I mean, that was you're exactly right on that. But Lexi Thompson did go out and win. She was the anchor match, and she did go win.
She got the tie. Yeah.
She won 3 points, I believe.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she played well throughout. She played well, and obviously there's a reason why she was on the course as much as she was. It's because she was in good form, even though she hasn't been in good form leading up to it.
Kyle, Lexi's your girl. Are you going to defend her? Or?
Charlie.
She didn't have a good
Upgrade.
Ryder Cup, but it's pretty cool to see though. I mean, there was a lot of like momentum swings. You know, to end in a tie is kind of a buzzkill, but for Team Europe, that was best case scenario because
well, it's a win.
they're on their soil, they retain the
yeah.
cup.
Yeah.
It makes sense. So, question is, do we think there could be a tie at this year's Ryder Cup?
No, not a chance.
You don't think so?
No, not even remotely.
Why not?
Because the USA has at least 3 players that I think are just going to be flops.
So you think it's going to be a blowout for Team Europe?
I don't necessarily think it's going to be a blowout per se, but I think we've got 3 really weak players.
Because you got to remember now in the Ryder Cup format, you can hide weaker players.
Yeah.
You don't have to play Friday or Saturday.
Europe has done it with Matt Fitzpatrick. Matt Fitzpatrick's Ryder Cup record is 0-5.
Yeah, technically they only have to play
0-5
one round of golf. And that's singles match play.
I hope I'm
I don't
wrong,
think-
but I see some boring Ryder Cup coming.
I don't know.
I don't see any there's a few fiery matchups. That might happen,
there could be some good ones, especially like Wyndham Clark coming out and saying that he basically wants to beat everybody on Team Europe, which is good. Hey,
he's calling out.
He's fired
Rory.
up.
He's like,
I mean,
Patrick Reed's not here.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna be that guy.
I'm sorry, but you're new and you're calling out a Titan.
Yeah.
You know whether Rory's done much this season or not, but. Don't be that guy. You saw how it works when you call it Tiger.
So
But good, but like honestly though, in sports we love that guy. We
Yeah, I was
parade
gonna
that
say.
guy in every other sport.
you need that guy.
I mean,
Well, I love it for the drama of the Ryder Cup because
Yeah.
you better believe if the coaches make that happen, I'm watching that match.
yeah. Oh yeah.
There's going to be some words.
So let's hope that's a Sunday singles match.
Yeah.
Him or Rom because he called both out.
Yeah.
I do agree though with Kyle. And I kind of agree with you, DJ. I do think there's potential to have some flops and some yawn and boring golf with some of these guys because let's be honest, Colin Morikawa was the most boring golfer in the world.
Yeah.
Patrick Cantlay makes my eyes burn watching golf. Him play so slow, you know. And part of the reason why I'm Team Europe is at least they have some charisma. They got some dogs on that team.
Well, I
they
think
got that dog in 'em?
Dude,
that's
they got
the
some
only.
dogs.
That's the
Tommy
only
Fleetwood,
reason
dog.
you want dog on the USA team. That's the only reason why I can say the coach isn't stupid by picking Justin Thomas and a Spieth because they're going to bring energy. I don't know if they're going to bring a golf game, but they're going to bring energy.
That's
True.
right.
I mean, Spieth is always hard to beat in Ryder Cup.
I was gonna say,
and
to
he's
me,
in form.
What do we think?
He's back. Which Spieth will show up? Because he looks really good this season, and then really bad because he missed how many cups?
I'm sure it'll be the Psycho Spieth show up.
Yeah.
Same thing happened at Whistling Straits, though. He showed up to Whistling Straits not in form, and no one can beat him. So
he plays match play well, and he plays well in those scenarios where there's a clear path. You know what you have to do.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I just know, like, you take your top 4 right now from each team, and we just like compare them to the other top 4. Mm-hmm. Europe's easily like you don't want to play these 4 guys. Like me personally, I wouldn't be scared to play Scotty Scheffler one bit because I know I'm making him putt.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If his putter somehow shows up,
working with a new putting coach,
I know he is. I wouldn't bet against that man, no matter.
But the thing about his ball striking, he doesn't have to putt that well.
True.
But he's going to hit it out the fairway to an inch to get that putt. He's still going to have to touch balls with his putter.
I mean, you hit it
and a lot can go wrong,
you know. But I was going to ask how much golf do we think Justin Thomas plays this weekend?
He'll play a lot.
Think he's going to play all 5 matches?
No, no.
I
think depending on you send him out for like a tester.
I was gonna say if I'm Zach Johnson, I'm putting him out in the first match. On Friday morning.
If he will, if he's the guy I think he is, he'll sit for the rest. He's going to be a great cheerleader.
I don't know.
What do you think?
I think Bryson should fly over and take the spot.
Well, that bodes a question. So, did you guys hear what Zach Johnson said this morning? He essentially said that they asked the question, you know, why didn't more LIV players get the call, especially giving like Bryson's form this year? And he said the PGA of America and the Ryder Cup have a point system based off of play and playing these certain events and how they perform in these events that help them decide essentially a team. Okay, Zach, how in the hell did Justin Thomas get on this team?
Right.
I mean,
because what big tournament did he play well in? And I'm sorry, but them saying a T13 at the Wyndham and a T5 at the Fortinet, we're talking about 2 of the weakest fields in golf.
Yeah. That was not a coach's pick.
Also,
he was directed
to the Fortinet,
to make
he had
that pick.
2 months to practice.
Yeah. And plus, your best Justin Thomas versus your best Bryson DeChambeau. Bryson DeChambeau carries a very intimidating game. If you got to play with him, his driver, if it's working, is a cheat code, and he puts a lot of pressure. Like, what was the match
when
he was?
He's also a great putter.
He's an amazing putter. When he hit that, when he was playing Sergio back in the day, he hit that tee shot on the green and took the putter out of the bag on the tee box and walked up, and then made that putt for eagle. Justin Thomas ain't got that.
Nah, yeah. I mean that first hole of Whistling Straits was pretty cool. Sunday singles. When, you know, did he play Finau? Who did he play? He played another long hitter, but or sorry, he didn't play Finau. He played Lowry. I think Lowry.
Lowry.
I will go out on a limb and say this: Justin Thomas ain't losing a match this week. The script is in
because he's not playing. No,
he always got to play at least one match.
Nah, the script is in. He's winning them. He's winning them all his matches.
I mean, it'd be a great comeback story.
I think JT plays a lot of golf. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see him play.
And I think he will play well. I even though I don't think he deserves to be there,
right?
I do think he will play well.
Yeah, it is what it is. He's there now.
Yeah,
go Team America.
But yeah, I would put JT and Jordan Spieth out in the first match on Friday morning. But who do you think they might get paired against?
They're going to probably put Hovland and Hatton.
That'd be a fun match to watch.
It'd be a fun match to hear.
Because Hovland's not Hovland's not a fiery guy. Like he's not going to be
Tyrell.
Tyrrell.
I say you'd have
to be hard on that beat button.
You'll have Tyrrell beating himself and go walking down the fairways, and then Hovland listening to Sleep Token or something.
Tyrrell might go over and snap
death metal,
just rock it out.
But who knows?
I mean, I definitely think, I'm not sure who, because that's the thing. You can really put on Team Europe side, you could put anybody.
You really could
with anybody.
But you don't want to throw out.
I will say, I do think Robert McIntyre won't play a match until Sunday singles.
I'm going to say he'll play at least one.
I think he only plays twice this week.
What are you going to do in Team Europe, the 2 young guys you pulled in to get experience? I think the bottom 2.
Oh, Lovig might play 4 matches.
Yeah.
He's too good of a ball striker not to.
And they have
particularly
game.
in the
Big
4-ball
stage.
matches, he'll probably play those.
Yeah.
You might sit him for one of the Forceman's matches, an alternate shot.
Also, what's his name? I mean, the cool thing about, and this is why I've kind of sided with Europe. I mean, they play a lot of golf. So, you know, even though there's a lot of players that don't have experience, they've also played 30-something events this year.
Right.
So they're not going into this event guessing
And y'all
about
know,
their game.
Y'all know better than me. This course setup, who's it lean towards?
Oh, wow.
A European player, of course, or like
You know, I think if you just look at it on paper, you see how tight the golf course is. You initially think, oh, it's going to favor Team Europe, but at the same time, there's a number of holes where it's like you could see it favoring like really nobody. I mean, there's I think 3 drivable par 4s
right.
on the golf course. The 2 par 5s are basically 600 yards. I mean, I think it's anybody's golf course, honestly.
Gotta
I know in the
fairway.
past, I mean, there's
Yeah.
been Ryder Cups where the pick pretty much took away some of the American play style.
Well,
or
Hazeltine,
vice versa.
Hazeltine, you know, 50-yard wide fairways at 310 yards. I mean,
Yeah, they definitely typically try to set the golf courses up to favor one team, but
Yeah.
at this day and age, I mean, honestly,
they're all long.
You
Team
should
Europe
be able-
plays mostly in USA.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, except for a couple guys. So the golf course that favors Team USA is going to also favor Team Europe.
Right, right. Absolutely.
You know,
It
Yeah.
may sound evil, but I'm really excited to see people hit it in the rough.
yeah,
I mean, it looks brutal.
Yeah, it's the USGA is like they're pulling their hair out because they're like, dang it, we need to do that next year.
yeah. Well,
Instead of rolling back the golf ball, just
nah, no golf ball rollback. But what are some of the key holes that we think for this golf course?
One,
I was like, to me, when we talk about match play, you talk about match play, it don't really matter what golf course it is. The key
First
holes
team to
are
get to
the,
one up
The
is-
first hole,
sitting pretty.
yeah. If you can get off to a quick start, you start to take control of the match right away. And then obviously the closing stretch, if you're in close matches, 16, 17, 18, those holes are always key. You can play those holes well.
Well, you guys remember last year, I think Team USA, it was something crazy, and I could be completely wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure Team USA didn't reach number 18. Like, a lot of the players didn't even play hole 18 until, like, Sunday singles.
Well, and I think if I remember correctly, I could be totally off on this, but the last Ryder Cup, Team USA lost the opening hole. I forget what the percentage of time it was, but they were essentially playing behind in the match from start,
slow start,
right off the bat at a high percentage.
and they dominated. Or are you talking about last Ryder Cup over in Europe?
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Never mind.
I say, and look at-
say Whistling Straits.
No, that was a different story.
That was a boat
But
race.
I say, and looking at the opening hole on this golf course, it's going to be a pretty tough little hole. I think you're going to see a lot of matches leave number one with a lead. You know, there's going to be a team one
Stadium
up.
looks insane. Behind the
Par is
first
going to be a
tee.
good score.
I was
going
going to say on number one, how many people go one up with a par?
yeah, it's
You
going to
know?
happen quite a
Yeah.
lot, I think. Especially with that, it's a tight tee shot, bunker. It moves a little to the left, bunker in the corner. So it's going to be all about getting your ball in position off the tee there. To me, I've always felt like in match play, other key holes are the turn holes, like 9, 10, 11. If you can play those holes well, kind of carry a one up. Well, I'd say if you're one
Get
up,
some
if you can
momentum.
win a hole there, get 2 up. Holes, the golf course is starting to run out, right? You're running out of holes. Time's
You make
in your
guys
favor.
press, a little harder.
I always kind of called them swing holes. You can either pull a lot of momentum to the closing stretch, or you can swing momentum your way on the closing stretch by playing them well. So the opening hole, the closing hole, in the middle of the golf course. Really, every hole is
Almost
going to be
the whole thing. Yeah.
honestly, though, match play, every hole is important.
I was gonna say,
You know?
match
you can't
play, it doesn't-
mentally take a break.
Right.
Match play, it doesn't matter what hole it is. I mean, and that's the beauty of it. So it's like I always say, first hole is going to set the tone.
Yeah.
You know. Now that being said, a 1-up lead is not a big lead.
No.
So,
No, it's not. Not at all.
But it can definitely set the tone. I mean, I personally think whoever's playing whoever, if they get through hole 5, 1 or 2 up, the ball's in their court.
Yeah.
With a tough course like this, what would y'all favor? I mean, are we going to go bold or are we going to play safe? You know?
No, I mean,
I
gotta
think it
go
depends
bold
on
match play.
format.
Right.
yeah.
So,
you're
like
gonna-
in the foursome matches, alternate shot. I want the guy, if I'm playing in that group, I want the guy that my partner or myself putting the ball in the fairway. I want to have a
Absolutely.
chance to score on every
Yeah.
hole.
That rough's going to be so tricky. Yeah.
Now, that being said, we've probably have picked out a couple of holes where we might get aggressive with, like number 5, 11, 16. Those are the drivable par 4s. Mm-hmm. I would probably say number 5. I'd probably want to be aggressive on that hole early in the match. If you can hit a good shot there, get on the green, you can maybe swing some momentum your way.
Yeah, the risk is worth it.
In the match. And I would say probably the same thing with number 11 because you're still in that kind of time frame of the match where winning a hole with number 11, you could carry a 2-up or 3-up lead with 6, 7 holes to play.
Right.
That's a big swing. But for the most part, in foursomes, I'd probably want to be a little bit more conservative. That doesn't mean I'm going to be totally conservative, but
make sure your partner has a shot at it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all that is.
Yeah.
Now in 4-ball,
Send it.
send it.
Got to.
There's not a flag you don't go at. There's
Absolutely.
not. You're being super aggressive at that point. Because you got 2 chances at it.
Who do we think Team USA sends out there behind? We know JT and Spieth are going to be first match. They usually are.
Second match, probably Scheffler Burns.
I can see that.
I think you want to get. I
I
think
think Cantlay and Xander are going to be,
they might be the second match.
or
they're
like
not the second or
anchor,
the third.
or the anchor.
Yeah. But I think you want to get Scheffler out there pretty quick.
Yeah.
Get your big guns, so to speak, out on the golf course early. Mm-hmm. At least that's what I would be thinking.
Who else do you think? I think Brooks is definitely going to be in one of the first matches.
Yeah, I would play Brooks all 5 matches. So right now we've got JT and Spieth, Xander and Cantlay, and then you had Scheffler and Burns, so Koepka, and then who do we think Koepka might play with?
I could see him paired with Wyndham Clark
That'd be a good pairing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
or Ricky.
I was going to say
That's kind of what I was
good
leaning
friends.
toward.
They're
Yeah.
good friends. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally am not crazy about Ricky playing a whole lot. I don't think he's never been a.
He's got a lot of Ryder Cup experience.
Yeah,
But he hasn't done anything.
He's got sneaky more than you
He's
realize.
been
Yeah.
sneaky consistent this year. He's had a great
I agree
bounce
with that.
back year. He's playing well, and he's not been prone in the tournaments to making huge mistakes. I mean,
Unlike Ricky.
The only downside is
Ricky.
like they're already saying this is a driving golf course.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He is still really deep in strokes gained off the tee. Like Ricky, like he's not. He is not.
But this is I'd say that I feel like this is a golf course he would play well at. Kind of suits his game.
I mean, you're right.
Because Ricky's always traditionally been a good iron player.
Yeah, that's what I
and
was
puts
gonna
the ball
say.
well.
Yeah, but
You
gotta get it off the tee.
You got to get off the tee first. Yeah, I know.
Got to get off the tee, and statistically, that's kind of he could have had an even better year if that was
yeah,
a little better. So
it's a little more accurate than Justin Thomas has been with the driver. But
yeah, we already talked about that. He's gonna play well.
I know.
Just like I said, the
Yeah,
NFL
sprinkle a little
scripted,
more
this
hate
Ryder
on
Cup
it.
script.
All right. Well, what do you think? What do you think Team Europe pairings are going to look like for those opening matches?
Well, we already
said Hatton and Hovland.
Hatton and Hovland. You're going to see, I think, Rory and Shane,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then you can really go.
You got to put Rahm with somebody. Rahm's going to be in that opening session.
Rahm and probably Fleetwood.
Yeah.
Fleetwood was dominant. Like Fleetwood was. He's played pretty well the last 2 Ryder Cups. So,
Yeah.
and then I mean, I would go ahead and put. I think what's his name's going to play. Ludwig is going to play all 5 matches. So that puts him out there with somebody.
You think he plays all 5 matches? Mm-hmm. Who would you pair him with?
If they need someone with experience, I mean, put him out there with Justin Rose.
Yeah. That could be a good pairing.
You know,
So I feel like Rahm and him would be a good pairing.
I was going to
and
say
Rose
or
and Fleetwood.
Yeah.
True. That's
You'd have
probably,
your mellow, consistent ball striking group, and then you've got your powerhouse group.
I say honestly, I think Rose and Fleetwood are probably the natural pairing together. Both Englishmen.
vibe similar.
Yeah.
Rose been grinding
Good.
this past week. So I think I'm ready for Friday to be here for sure.
Yeah, looking forward to watching it.
Question is, are you waking up to
I
watch
was
it?
going to say it's early.
I'll probably record it.
Just don't forget to press that record button.
Well, see, that way I can zip through all the commercials. I don't got to watch them.
So you get your 20 minutes of golf in. Mm-hmm. Nice.
I was gonna say, we talked about Solheim Cup. You didn't say anything about the commercial situation. Did you hear? Mm-hmm. Like everyone's saying, it was probably the worst televised event of all time.
I say, if I'm being honest, I didn't watch the Solheim Cup except for a little bit on the opening day.
Well, given the time difference and things like that, it's tough. It's tough to watch. I mean, but they supposedly it's like the worst televised event.
It's saying something.
Yes,
that is saying something.
Final score predictions.
I was going to say, Ryder Cup's going to say, "Hold my beer."
Yeah, they might. Some of these, because with only 4 groups on the golf course, they find plenty of time
to not show golf shots.
To not show golf.
I can't stand. Like, how is it possible? How is it possible for that little golfers to be on the golf course and you still see some people like not hit their shot into the green?
I'm going to get frustrated with the importance of the tee shot and the play out of the rough if all I watch is putts all day. Like if that's the coverage, we get a lot of people on the green, stuff like that. I want to see.
Just a moment ago,
just
like, oh, he made it.
Yeah. While we were away. Well, spoiler alert.
Yeah. Final score predictions.
I think Europe's going to beat USA by 4 points.
So you would have it at, say, it would be 16-12 then?
Yeah, because I feel like Saturday is going to be your momentum shift. Sunday, they're just going to go out there and really that first day is going to be your underlier to set the tone, but I really think Europe on Sunday is going to be really hard to beat.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Going with the script, I say USA by 1.
So USA wins the cup.
Wins the cup by 1, even though I firmly think Europe is the stronger team right now.
That way they can come out in 30 years in the making.
Yeah, I know, because it just makes it's
who would have thought?
Makes so much sense.
I'm gonna say I think it's gonna be honestly I think it might be very similar to Solheim Cup. I think you may have one team come out Friday, score some big points, and then Saturday swing back the other way. But going into Sunday singles, it's gonna be close,
right,
within 2 points.
I think there has
maybe even tied going into Sunday.
There's going to be some drama.
Yep. Yeah. And then on Sunday, I'm going to say 14.5 points Team Europe. So they're going to just barely win the cup.
Okay.
Because they only need 14 points to retain. No, actually, they need 14 to win it outright.
They need 14. So USA.
They need 14. So it's going to be 14.5. I think it's going to be very close, but Team Europe's going to just barely eke it out. Right. And it might come down to the last match.
Who would you have in that anchor match?
Anchor match for Team Europe?
Rory.
I was going to say, I don't know, though. You might try to sneak him out in like that 9th match or something.
I think Team Europe's finally strong enough that Rory doesn't have to be.
True. I was going to say, it really depends on what the points are going into Sunday. I think where you place Rory at in the matches. Because if Europe's got a lead, they're going to probably put him out there a little bit earlier, trying to get points and get,
I agree.
Yeah.
And I mean, he plays good with not as much pressure.
But if it's close, he's probably going to be later in the round. Yeah. But I could see it being either Rory or Rahm.
They put Rory out with whoever's going to be playing the best with.
Typically, Rory has played early on Sundays.
No, well, Rory has played whoever like how it goes. But essentially, they were putting Rory wherever they put Patrick Reed out. Like Rory doesn't matter what match it is. If USA put Patrick Reed out first, Rory's first. If they put him out last, Rory's last.
But Patrick Reed ain't there.
That's why I was saying, Caleb, is whoever's going to be playing the best for Team USA.
That's who
Rory's mirroring him.
Yeah,
Patrick Reed with a choker.
But
I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I think Team Europe's going to absolute dominate and send Zach Johnson into a frenzy in the post round. Press conference where he has to take a charter by himself.
So it's going to be a speedboat versus a canoe.
Mm-hmm. I honestly, truly believe that Team Europe is going to dominate them.
Well, I see yours. If Europe comes out first day and dominates, I think the Team USA falls apart. They splinter.
Because here's why I think that.
Because the locker room isn't real gel.
Here's why I think that. Zach Johnson was still getting questions this week why he didn't have certain players on his team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're definitely not worried about winning the
Team
cup.
Europe has said, live guys, no, you're not on. And there hasn't been any conversation since.
Well, it's very clear.
Sergio has come out and tried to make a case.
Yeah.
But Team Europe hasn't addressed it.
USA got themselves, as soon as you put Brooks on, then you're not saying no Team Live.
Yeah.
You're opening up Live.
And I personally, and it goes to the point where, a team can be extremely talented, can be favored on paper. But if you're not mentally prepared, and you're having to deal with all this back issue stuff, then it's easy to get boat raced on the other side.
I do think you make a good point. Team USA does definitely feel like they're still in that process of defending themselves. This is why we should be here. Whereas Team Europe has said, "Nah, we're here to win a tournament." You know, they feel much more.
Don't
like
get
a
me wrong.
complete team.
I mean, it can completely flip. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of this event.
That's why we watch it.
Yeah, but I definitely think Team Europe is going to absolute boat race them.
Well, I guess we'll wait and see on Friday.
Yeah.
Real quick. How insane was it what happened to Keegan Bradley?
That was unreal.
The fact that they sent Netflix cameras to his house
to film the reaction,
to film the call, which made him think he was getting a spot.
Which he is.
That's
been his goal.
He only
100% he should be there.
Yeah.
But he's been more vocal about wanting to be on that team than anybody.
How insane. So, I mean, for what did they even call the golf stuff on the Netflix series?
Full Swing, I think.
Yeah, Full Swing next year is going to be crazy. Too bad it's going to come out.
I say, and
if I'm Keegan Bradley, I show up to the Ryder Cup in Europe. Yeah. I'm on their side.
I'm a sub,
full scarf.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play.
Keegan already said old Keegan would have done that.
Yeah.
But he's just gonna root for Team USA and be supportive.
He matured.
He's trying to get in. He's trying to get in. He's trying to get into the club.
But
I think his initiation fee finally got accepted.
What are we excited about for this Ryder Cup? I know we've talked about a lot of the matchups and the golf course and everything, but we hadn't talked about what we're looking forward to seeing.
Golf.
I say kind of looking forward to watching match play, different formats.
I was gonna say I wish there was more match play. It's absolutely ridiculous that the
Can't believe they cut it. Yeah.
So I mean,
I want some chirping.
I was gonna say I'm interested to see what drama comes out of it.
I want to see what
some
the fans
drama versus
do.
the normal tournament.
Like
I think that goes to the chirping.
That's what I'm saying. Like
and the crowds in Europe are usually good.
Yeah.
Usually
ruthless.
Good. Yeah, it's brutal.
I want to see they're in Rome, so let's
win in Rome.
Win in Rome. Like let's hear some chirping. Let's see some fans getting kicked out. Like let's.
Kind of disappointed that Patrick Reed isn't there, so we could hear some shovel chants again.
See the yells from the pros to the crowd back and forth.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm interested to see what drama, what storylines come from it.
Yeah, so it'll be a great event. It's been a while, so I wish they did it every year, not every two, because the President's Cup.
Yeah,
but
that's why I don't know. I don't know if there'll be drama because the PGA Tour is so buddy now.
But see, this isn't really a PGA Tour event.
I'm hoping
they
put the peace flags down and go after each other.
This is a triangle event.
There could be. There's some drama, especially with Team USA.
Oh yeah,
at the Ryder Cup.
Oh yeah,
but it'll be fun to watch for sure.
Well, we've got a new event this week that we're doing on Thursday.
Yeah.
You guys excited?
Oh yeah.
Yep. So starting this week, we're essentially kicking off. Now that fall time, it's a little cooler throughout the day. We're going to be doing some outdoor clinics.
Pumpkin spice season.
So this week.
Well, it is technically fall now.
It is. You're right.
I saw that.
Meanwhile, the humidity was like right back up this morning.
Yeah.
Kyle, Caleb, and myself, we're going to be over. We're going to do a little short game clinic this week, short game of putting. Try to help you not hit Lexi Thompson chips.
Exactly right.
But it's great for the academy. We don't just do things indoors, so
Right.
And
it's a great price for our customers too.
Yeah, $20.
Yeah, 20 bucks. It's going to be an hour and a half. I mean, with 3 instructors there, and we're going to max it out at 20 people. That's plenty of one-on-one time.
Mm-hmm.
That's way more than what you would typically get.
Yeah.
And we're going to kind of cover everything short game related and everything putting related, which will be cool.
Yeah,
we'll definitely. And that kind of leads us into the Wedge event we're running for 2 weeks in store.
Yep. So for the next Wednesday and Thursday, for the next 2 weeks, we're going to be doing a wedge evaluation. So bring us your wedges. We'll check the grooves, tell you, how much life's left on them. If you're like the normal person, there's probably no grooves there anyway, but we'll do a quick, 10-minute swing, see what loft, lie, bounce you might need, what type of wedge. So it's about a 30-minute process. So, if you want to sign up for that, just call the shop and get on the schedule. So pretty excited for that.
Yeah.
Especially with how many new wedges are out right now and how many good wedges are out.
And but also too, like the reason why we're doing this is because we want to help you like choose what grind option you should be playing, what bounce option you should be playing, because a lot of companies now have so many offerings.
Right. And your average player has no clue.
Yeah, I mean, I think TaylorMade's new wedge has 8 different bounce and grind options. So
catching up to
with,
Vokey.
with various lofts. So yeah, still not there with Vokey, but and yeah, because TaylorMade just came out with their new wedge.
The MG4.
We have the new Mizuno wedge coming out here soon. So it's if now's the time to upgrade your wedges, right?
Yeah.
Every manufacturer says 60 rounds. We all know that's not feasible to the normal golfer, but typically, if your wedges are more than a year and a half, 2 years old, it's time to move them.
Yeah.
If you can't remember when you purchased your wedges, it's probably time.
And that's when you run into weird things as customers. I love the customers like they buy the brand new Gap wedge. And like, it doesn't fly as far as my old one. It's like, because the old one was knuckling. It had no grooves.
Because you just doubled the spin rate.
Hey, I'm a big fan of that Gap wedge matching the iron set.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
I think that's what's nice about this time of year. We've got, it's the best time to do irons and wedges because it takes the longest to kind of get used to, get kind of grooved into. But the other side of it, too, is golf maintenance, re-gripping your golf clubs going into the fall-winter season. A lot of players that traditionally play full cord grips in the summertime and springtime when their hands are sweaty will actually switch out to something softer for the winter.
Yeah.
Or you just haven't had time because all you've tried to do this summer is golf.
Hey, I'm guilty. I mean, right before I played in that member guest, I looked at my grips and I played the Z chord. Like half my grip was black, the other half looked brand new. So I was like, maybe it's time to change the grips.
Possibly.
Finally.
Yeah.
So,
And that's if you ever clean them.
no, I clean my grips. I usually wipe
You're
them down.
pretty good. I mean,
So.
I have to. I talk to my customers many times a day about maybe if you washed them a little bit, we could get a little more life out of this cord.
My hands sweat, so I have the towel with me on the tee box.
Yeah.
So, but
What's going to be fun about it this year is, we've talked so much on the channel about customizing your golf clubs with ferrules and custom shafts, and now we're
you can customize the
introducing
grip.
customized grips with Iomic. For those people who haven't seen Iomic, Tommy Fleetwood and a few other guys, Akshay Bhatia, have already switched to them. A ton of European players and Japan players already use them because it's kind of a cool tech. No one ever talks about the tech and the grip, and this whole company started because of torque. And with grip speed being the biggest thing talked about in the teaching world right now and how torque affects everything, these grips have the least amount of torque of any rubberized grip on the market, as well as about 38 different color and patterns.
Tons of
They have
color
a lot.
options.
what did you tell me the other day that these grips have in them? What were those little bracelets or stuff?
I looked it up and they don't. But now where they started at, now in their original putter grip, they had, I want to think they called it positive ions.
Oh, I remember those bracelets.
You remember that?
Yeah.
And it's like the same thing as the
these
bracelets.
grips, these grips
and all
don't
that
have them in them.
Yeah, to improve your mood
I
while
want
you
my
play
money
golf.
back.
So I need to go get a bracelet then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
No, they these Iomic grips. I mean, we've had a bunch of people ask in store. So yes, we finally have them. So they're cool colorways. I'm surprised with how I've actually never used one.
I've had some
I've
on
seen-
my putters.
Their putter grips have always been great.
Yeah.
They're like their full swing grips. I'm surprised with how firm they are.
I was surprised with how firm it is. The grip feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's cool is the
Do a
more
little
you
testing
use
out
them,
with
they
it.
actually get a little tackier. And as far as, we talked about cleaning, all you have to do is take a warm water and scrub it off.
Yeah.
And for our customer sake, these are all, we do it by special order.
Yeah.
So we have the full display up. You can come in, look. It only takes us a couple days to get them in
Pick out
for
your
you.
favorite color.
Yeah, pick them out. But I don't want, the disappointed faces when they come in and say, I want them right now. We're doing this just like any other grip in the world. If we can, we'll get it for you. We can't carry everything in the shop.
Yeah. So just another way to make your bag look different. Also,
Unique.
It's surprising how good a new grip feels.
Correct.
Yeah.
Makes the golf club feel brand new.
Yes. So,
They never talk about how much swing speed, like all that sort of stuff. You trying to over squeeze because it's so slippery. There's a lot of gains you can get from just putting a fresh grip on.
yep. tinker till you find it.
That's right. But no, we ain't afraid to do that.
Well, awesome. Well, just a reminder, because we only have a few tickets left already, so it went a little bit faster than we expected. We do have the Stealth 2 Ryder Cup edition driver with the
Team
custom
USA.
Acura
Raffle.
shaft going on. So, call in the store to get your tickets. Like I said, there's only a few left, so we'll hopefully draw that.
So if you're
this
not
weekend.
local, we can ship it to you if you want.
Yeah, I was going to say
You can pay over the phone.
we've had a
Yeah.
lot of call-ins from different areas, and also you can purchase more than one ticket. So,
Yeah.
Montana was, I think, the furthest one so far.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, hey, to whoever's going to win it, good
luck.
for you, man.
Yeah.
And then, and
$20 on a $1,500 driver is a pretty good ROI.
yeah, may the odds ever be in your favor.
Awesome. Well, we'll see what happens this weekend. Hopefully it goes to the U.S. side. So we'll see what happens and stay positive on that. And if you haven't already, turn on those push bell notifications and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.